The church talks about three advents or three comings. And this might sound familiar. So there's the past historical, there's the present liturgical, and there's the future eschatological. So the past historical, pretty maybe self-evident, but that's what Mary experienced. So we think of like the Annunciation and how Mary spent her preparations for that first Christmas and how she literally made room for our Lord. And the present liturgical can be looked at a couple ways. First of all, it's every year that we have Advent. We have an Advent wreath, and there's full of symbolism. It's a circle. God is eternal. It's always green, evergreens. God's never changing. We light more candles as we get closer. It's the light of the world. It's getting brighter and brighter as we get to Christmas. So all this stuff to remind us that He's coming to us in a particular way every year, but really liturgically at every Mass. He comes to us in the Eucharist. Spoke a little bit about the preparations for becoming a bishop, so I had to come up with a coat of arms and a motto. So my motto I settled on since I got the call, as I mentioned last night, on the fourth Sunday of Advent. I decided I wanted an Advent-like motto, and so I just prayed it with the Annunciation Gospel, which is full of possibilities, such as, I am the handmaid of the Lord. With God, all things are possible. The power of the Spirit overshadowed her. So I thought of those things, but then I actually settled on Matthew's Gospel, where the angel comes to Joseph, and we get the name Emmanuel. And the angel says, "He shall be called Emmanuel," which means God with us. So my motto is technically just God with us, but on my holy card it says Emmanuel God with us. I chose that not just because I love Advent, or not just because I got the call on the fourth Sunday of Advent, because it happens every time we celebrate Mass. God is with us in the Eucharist. So it's not just a 1 week in the year that we celebrate, but as Catholics, every day. So the value of the Eucharist, God truly being with us. So when we talk about present liturgical, it's not just during the season of Advent. It's all year round. Always coming to us in the sacraments, in our neighbors. Recognize the Lord and the person sitting next to you. That's an Advent. He's coming to us. He's got something to say to me and this person. So that's the present liturgical, and then the future eschatological. And you're probably reminded of this every year too. It's not just about preparing for December 25th this year. We're not just preparing for Jesus' birthday. More importantly, we're preparing for when Jesus comes again. So his second coming, his ultimate coming. And the preparations that we make should increase that hunger for him. Often I think there's a little bit of trepidation in that. The second judgment, or the final judgment. When Jesus comes, will I be ready? The Lord wants us to just have hope and joy in that, and to look forward to it. Similar to how we would look forward to Christmas every year. It's going to be God with us. It's going to be amazing. So hunger for that. So those three again, past historical, present liturgical, and future eschatological.